Well, hi there. Welcome back to my channel. And yeah, here we are again for another talking video. And yeah, it has been so far a busy summer with running the gates and trying to have some fun when I can, and with some other things that have been going on. But I would say that it's been a good summer so far and a productive one. And yeah, I still have some time to make some talking videos. And well, what I would like to talk about here is something that has a serious point to it, but it also can be kind of fun as well. And this is about speaking up when you have an idea, speaking up a new idea. And yeah, this is something that I have thought about because, well, yeah, when we are with our family or if we are in our groups with other people, we may have an idea on how to solve a problem, or maybe we have an idea on how to raise money, a fundraiser or something like that. And I just think about how if we speak up when we have an idea, and hopefully these ideas are good and they would honor God and benefit other people. Yeah, if we speak up, then we may have an idea which could take off and it could be great. It could benefit other people. And yeah, I think about how there are in history over the last 40 years exactly now. One time in 1985 and something else in 2017 through now, there are two instances in history that I know of where somebody did speak up and those ideas did take off, and those ideas have benefited other people and places. And well, if we go back to 1985 in the world of music, you may know this, you may not, but in 1985, there was something called Live Aid. And that was a concert that was put together with a number of different bands and artists. And that event, Live Aid, was put together so money could be raised for the people in Africa. And at the very end of Live Aid, when Bob Dylan was performing with Keith Richards and Ron Wood, Bob Dylan said in the middle of his little set of songs during that, he said, I hope that some of the money that's being raised here, maybe we can take just a little bit of it, like 1 or 2 million maybe, and use it to pay the mortgages that some of the farmers here in America owe to the banks. That's what Bob Dylan said at the microphone. And yeah, I mean, it was taking a chance. And for all we know, if things had turned out differently, maybe that idea would not have taken off at all. But the very fact that Bob Dylan said that, and since there were a lot of people watching, what happened quickly after that was a few musicians. Oh, who was this? Willie Nelson, John Mellencamp, and Neil Young, they heard that idea and they arranged something after Live Aid. And yeah, when Bob Dylan had mentioned raising money to help the farmers, yeah, something was put together called Farm Aid. And in the fall of 1985, the very first Farm Aid concert happened. And that has been going strong ever since. And yeah, I just think it was so great that Bob Dylan had that idea and he decided to speak up that new idea that he had in mind. And yeah, I think he did something very good there because it has benefited a lot of people ever since then. And then fast forward to the year of 2017. There is another story where, yeah, in that year, the people who follow the different amusement parks and specifically Cedar Fair before the Six Flags merger, when it was, 11 or 12 parks in the Cedar Fair chain. In 2017, in April or May of that year, we had learned that Cedar Fair was preparing to open 4 new roller coasters in the chain for 2018 at 4 different parks. And while we know what did happen and what 4 parks those were, Cedar Point, Kings Dominion, California's Great America, and Knott's Berry Farm. But before we were able to figure out the other 2 parks, which were, kind of uncertain, because in 2017, we all knew that Cedar Point and Kings Dominion were transforming their, that they each had a wooden coaster that they were transforming into an RMC. But then the other 2 parks, it was not quite as obvious. And, I would have changed a little bit on some of the language that was used in this YouTube video. But there were a couple of guys who went through all of the Cedar Fair parks in one video, and they gave their reasoning why, this park, it could be possible that they're getting one of these roller coasters in 2018. And for this park, no, I can't see it happening because of this reason or that reason. And there were a lot of strong and good reasons why some of those parks would either not be on the list or they could be. And, the point I'm making here is that these 2 guys, they went through all of the Cedar Fair parks, and they had mentioned 2 parks in particular in the Cedar Fair chain, the original Cedar Fair chain. And one of them was Dorney Park in Pennsylvania, and the one guy said, Dorney never gets anything. They never get anything. And then when we get to the end of the list with Worlds of Fun, the guys were making a point of how, over the last few years, Silver Dollar City, only a few hours away from Worlds of Fun, they have really taken off, and Worlds of Fun has not really seen anything. And I think it would make sense for the company to go to Worlds of Fun and give them a new roller coaster and get people talking about the park again. And that video was posted in May of 2017. And I just feel it very strongly. I want to say that I guarantee it that there were higher up people in Cedar Fair, and maybe even Matt Ouimet, who was the CEO of Cedar Fair at the time. I feel it strongly that he watched that whole video, and other Cedar Fair higher ups watched that video too, and they thought to themselves, you know, these guys have a point. Dorney Park really has not been invested in for a long time, along with Worlds of Fun. And yeah, Worlds of Fun does have a competitor, Silver Dollar City, and yeah, they're getting all of that amazing stuff, and Worlds of Fun is not getting much. And so, in December of 2017, at Dorney Park, it was announced that Stinger would be removed. And that was an old style boomerang kind of roller coaster. And it did take some time, a little bit longer than expected. But yeah, Dorney Park finally did receive something. They received a brand new dive coaster called Iron Menace, which opened in 2024. And at long last, Dorney Park received something again, and a lot of people started talking about Dorney Park. And hopefully there will be more to come for Dorney Park. And the same thing can be said about Worlds of Fun. And with Worlds of Fun, well, in January of 2018, several months after that video, in January of 2018, it was announced that the Helix would be removed from a ride at Worlds of Fun called Timberwolf. And while that wasn't much, but it did get people talking about Worlds of Fun. But then the next few years after that, Cedar Fair was planning on a new roller coaster for Worlds of Fun. And yeah, in 2023, Worlds of Fun opened up Zambezi Zinger. And yeah, that definitely got a lot of people talking about Worlds of Fun again. And yeah, I mean, roller coasters really inspire people to travel. And yeah, I think Worlds of Fun benefited along with Dorney Park. And we will just see what happens in the future with Worlds of Fun and Dorney. And, you know, hopefully they receive some more big rides and roller coasters, along with some of the other smaller parks out there too, like Valley Fair at one point. And boy, if Michigan's Adventure receives another roller coaster, that is going to be really big in the roller coaster community, because everyone is going to react strongly about that. But we'll see. We'll see. But the point is, with that story with the roller coasters and also the Bob Dylan story, those were two instances where there were people who spoke up when they had a new idea. And yeah, there were other people who benefited after those people spoke. And with all of us, you know, even if it's in our groups of people, if we have a new idea and it seems like a good and God-honoring idea, then yeah, speak up and find the right people to talk to. Maybe some people who have more connections and power. And, you know, there's no guarantee that every idea is going to take off, but maybe some ideas can take off, and they can be the kind of ideas that benefit other people. And that's always a good thing when we have an idea that benefits other people, and it all starts from somewhere. When someone has an idea and then they speak up and also put some work into it and they plan it, and good things can happen. I just thought I would share that because this has been a topic that has been in my mind recently. And yeah, I hope you've enjoyed listening to those two stories there when people had an idea. And yeah, I hope that if you ever have an idea, that you can speak up, and maybe that good idea can take off and it can benefit other people. So, yeah, thank you again for watching. Stay well. I wish you the best with everything that's going on. And I will see you all again for some more YouTube videos really soon. Thank you.